Good morning, everyone. This is Sage Live from 𝐴𝐿𝐴 TV studios here in Sydney, and you are watching the opening bell. Tracking the US market performance overnight, the S&P/ASX 200 opened lower today, dropping 28 points to 7,037.60 after settling a new 52-week high. All the major US stock market benchmarks closed lower on Monday. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped from their all-time highs set on last Friday as investors started booking profits and looked for earnings to justify the high valuations in equities. Technology and consumer cyclical stocks declined the most on S&P 500, while stocks in the energy and basic materials sectors pulled down the Dow Jones. The S&P 500 slipped 0.53% to 4,163.26. The Dow Jones was down 0.36% to 34,077.63. The Nasdaq Composite Index dropped to 0.98% to 13,914.77. The small cap Russell 2000 also declined 1.36% to 2232.00. The US dollar index touched a more than 6-week low. MSCI's gauge of stocks across the globe shed 0.28%, its largest daily drop since the 24th of March this year. The Pan-European Stock 600 index lost 0.07% and emerging market stocks lost 0.01%. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan closed 0.12% higher, and Nikkei futures lost 1.48%. Treasury yields edged up there, posting on Friday their largest weekly drop since June, and oil prices slipped on concerns over rising coronavirus cases globally. Looking at major newsmakers on the ASX, Keystone Dairy Corporation Limited reported financial year total group sales revenue of $50.7 million versus $22.5 million PCP. Rio Tinto released first quarter production results, achieving an overall solid operating performance in the first quarter. Rio has maintained guidance ranges in all the products. Pilbara iron ore shipments of 77.8 million tonnes were 7% higher than the first quarter of 2020. Production of 76.4 million tonnes was 2% lower, driven by above-average wet weather in the mines through February and fixed plant reliability. Sydney Airport traffic performance for March 2021 reflected weak travel sector. Total passenger traffic in March 2021 was 1,153,000 passengers, down 42.6% on the prior corresponding period or PCP and 68.4% on the corresponding period in 2019. Domestic passengers totalled 1,120,000 for March 2021, down 15.1% on PCP and 52% on the corresponding period in 2019. Australian miner Lynas Rare Earths posted a 20.6% rise in quarterly revenue, helped by a rise in demand and prices for neodymium and praseodymium. The miner posted revenue of 110 million Australian dollars for the 3 months to March end, up from 91.2 million Australian dollars a year earlier. Seven West Media announced an Australian-first partnership with KERV Interactive to deliver the revolutionary shoppable ad experience, 7ACT. The new product allows advertisers to dynamically insert QR codes seamlessly into video assets, enabling brands to convert their ads into sales and content creators to showcase specific products, offer relevant information and provide contextual shopping opportunities. Meanwhile, Seven Group has successfully completed the institutional component of its $550 million capital raising, saying it was significantly oversubscribed with strong support from across the market. Zooming the lens of BNPL sector, Splitit appointed Paul Rosengard, Christopher Curtin and Michael Elias as senior executive advisors. Afterpay is exploring a US listing without disclosing a timeline. Afterpay's third quarter sales volumes more than doubled and beat market expectations. Afterpay reported 5.2 billion Australian dollars underlying sales in the 3 months ended March, 104% higher than a year earlier. Then, Woolworths Group is strengthening its partnership with Quantium, a world-class data science and advanced analytics business, and increasing its shareholding from 47% to 75% for a purchase price of $223 million. HUB24 has reported a record increase in quarterly net inflows for the March quarter, citing favourable market conditions. The company reported net inflows of $1.9 billion for the quarter, an increase of 41% on the prior corresponding period. Temple & Webster's third quarter revenue rose 112% compared to a year ago, and active customers reached about 750,000 by the end of the quarter, with April revenue up by more than 20% compared to last year. Stockland's elevated residential business inquiries have translated into a strong net sales result of 1,891 lots, up 69% on the third quarter of 2020. The house builder is forecasting residential settlements for the full year at around 6,300 lots. Breast screening business Volpara Technologies reported 20% growth in its annual recurring revenue to $18.6 million at the quarter end. Now looking at major newsmakers overnight. The Coca-Cola Company reported a 5% year-over-year growth in its net revenue to $9.02 billion and said its volume in March was back to 2019 levels. International Business Machines Corp recorded highest quarterly sales growth in more than 2 years and beat Wall Street targets on Monday, boosted by its bets in the high-margin cloud computing business. The 109-year-old firm is preparing to split itself into two public companies with the namesake firm, narrowing its focus on the so-called hybrid cloud, where it sees a $1 trillion market opportunity. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has reportedly started an investigation into a fatal crash involving a Tesla 2019 Model S vehicle in Texas over the weekend. According to media reports, no one was found in the driving seat. Tesla shares dropped 3.40% on Monday, an 8.4% drop over the weekend in Bitcoin, in which Tesla has an investment, also weighed on its share price. And that is all for now.